Hello viewers, welcome to another news review hour on Jamano Media and Products. We first begin with our headlines. United Democratic Party to appeal Sabali's rejection. Honorable Dawa condemns police provocation. 4 arraigned for allegedly stealing items worth over $7 million. A returning officer gives ultimatum to independent candidate. Sirifo Sonko challenges Keba Baro over Combo South seat. NUP female candidate files nomination papers in Kerawang. Those were the headlines. We now have the news in detail. The United Democratic Party leader has urged the Inspector General of Police to withdraw officers stationed on access roads to his house, describing it as an act of provocation. Oseino Dabo was speaking yesterday at a press conference following the rejection of the United Democratic Party Busumbala aspirant Mamadou Sabali's nomination by the Independent Electoral Commission. Mr. Sabali had submitted his nomination papers yesterday, but the electoral body rejected him, citing Section 91E of the Constitution, which bars individuals from being elected who have been found wanting by the Commission of Inquiry. Mr. Dabo used the occasion to address the police chief to call of his officers and respect the rights of his supporters to go on their political activities. He have concern that there are paramilitary officers stationed on virtually all across routes of his house, even at the back. They have paramilitary stationed there. This is an act of provocation. They are law-abiding citizens of this country. He wants to appeal to the Inspector General of Police to please withdraw his men. This is a political season and crowds will come to his house. This office and nobody is going to stop a United Democratic Party crowd coming here. Whatever they do, they are going to do it within the confines of the law. Please let us help each other to keep the peace and tranquility of this country. This is the interest of all of us, he said. Mr. Dabo cited a viral video which captured PIU officers beating suspected United Democratic Party supporter in Brikama. They have seen a very ugly video of how a gentleman was being brutalized by about 5 PIU officers, maltreating him and torturing him. They could have at least easily handcuffed him and arrested him. They don't need to brutalize him. This kind of situation cannot continue to happen. Our people acted with sense because there are a good number of people around who could have just descended on these 5 to 6 police officers and handed them. But other people acted with a sense of responsibility, he added. On Mamadou Sabali's rejection, Mr. Dabo said United Democratic Party will appeal it within the 48 hours. He said Sabali is indebted, but that doesn't mean he is disqualified. They will not only appeal the rejection within 48 hours, but they will also challenge the decision at the High Court, as others have been previously, as Citizens Alliance did with the nomination of Dr. Sise, and Mai Ahmad Fati also did with his nomination. They will also do that. They will ensure that Mr. Sabali contests these elections. That is why they are going to do, Mr. Dabo assured. Chernongom, Alassana Krubali, Aliu Tankara, and Yankuba Tangara were yesterday arraigned at the Kanifing Magistrates Court, charged with 3 counts: conspiring to commit a felony, breaking into a building and stealing valued items over $7 million. The 4 accused pleaded not guilty before Principal Magistrate Aissatou Diané Ndiaye. The accused are granted bail on the sum of $2 million each and a title debt equivalent to same amount with a Gambian surety. According to the charge, the 4 conspired to break into one Kutuboja Haliture's property and stole items worth $7,754,913. Some of the said items stolen included cash in different currencies, gold stone, gold powder, gold chain, and diamond, among other things. The Independent Electoral Commission's returning officer for the Kanifing municipality, Mr. Joe Colley has on Wednesday given an ultimatum to an aspiring independent candidate, Ibrahima Savage. The ultimatum was given in the wake of the scrutiny of his nomination documents, during which the commission detected that Savage fell short of some of the requirements to contest the upcoming legislative elections. Mr. Savage is contesting for the Serekunda constituency under an independent ticket. But upon his appearance before the IEC KMC office and presented his documents, it was detected that he fell short of some requirements, such as his nomination to be supported by 300 valid registered voters. This has prompted the returning officer, Joe Colley, to refer him until the 11th May 2022 to go back, effect the necessary corrections and report back to the commission. Delivering the referral statement of Mr. Savage, returning officer Joe Colley told the media that independent candidates are scheduled to come on Friday, the 11th, for nomination. He, however, said that in order to make their nominations with ease, they discussed and provided the independent candidate to volunteer to come and make their nominations prior to the scheduled date. In fact, some of them volunteered to come yesterday and they vanished and didn't come back. Mr. Savage was there yesterday and he asked them whether he can come on Friday. He told him that he can come on Friday, he explained. He, Mr. Savage, just brought 248 supporters instead of 300 supporters. So that one, he cannot even go further. Before the candidates has to get the 300 valid registered voters to support their candidature. It is not desirable, you have to get it. He said even the independent candidates are scheduled for Friday. He has given Mr. Savage a chance to go back, make the corrections and return on Friday. He is going to wait until Friday. If he does not bring the proper documents, then he will reject him and he will get 2 days to correct, Joe Colley said. Sirifo Sonko, chairman of the Birkama Area Council, has challenged back K. Barrow, National Assembly member of Combo South and majority leader, that he will not be re-elected by the constituency in the April parliamentary election. In an interview, has stated that Barrow, in fact, he was lucky to be elected in the 2017 for Combo South and also as majority leader of the House. Mr. Sonko, who is backing Modu Bojang candidature for the Combo South seat, emphasized that Bojang is not on the same level with Barrow, describing him as more powerful than him in the incumbent, while he calls on him to resign and give it to somebody, as saying he cannot challenge Modu Bojang. Modu has more support from the people as a councillor of Sanya Ward, and the projects and other endeavors that he has done in too much that you cannot even compare that with a man who is sitting member of the parliament and cannot even be able to reach certain areas that Modu Bojang has reached. So obviously, Modu Bojang is more powerful than him, he added. He said they know that nobody can challenge them. Their candidates are all winning. Candidates in this country are very much so that the NPP is going to conquer and they are going to win. According to him, the National People's Party is optimistic because they have competent candidates who are winning. He called on party leaders to call on their supporters to give respect to other party supporters and stop insulting during campaign periods and avoid fighting one another, saying when campaign ends, somebody will be a winner, and if that person wins, he or she will be there for the country. Therefore, it is not by family or tribe, that for the country. Let us tolerate one another and avoid violence among ourselves. The Gambia is too small. We should only bring peace during the campaign period by following the IEC campaign ethics and country's laws, and whoever wins, we consider the person as the one God has destined, he advised. Sinaba, candidate for National Unity Party NUP, filed her nomination papers for Jokado seat at the IEC regional office in Kerawan, North Bank region on Wednesday. She was accompanied by party leader Ibrahima Jammeh and supporters. Mrs. Ba is the first woman to contest in male-dominant race in the North Bank. Speaking to reporters after presenting her nomination papers, she promised to work hard and assured to present women at the National Assembly, and whilst launching passionate appeals to political parties to consider women candidates. She thanked the National Unity Party for supporting her to the bid to break the vicious cycle in politics. She assured of her party and supporters inflicting support to peaceful elections as enshrined in the campaign code of conduct signed at the IEC regional office. The nomination was characterized by chanting and dancing by party supporters. Those were the stories for today's newscast on the News Review Hour. But before we take a leave of you, let's take a recap on the top stories. United Democratic Party to appeal Sabali's rejection. Honorable Dawo condemns police provocation. 4 arraigned for allegedly standing items worth over $7 million. Returning officer gives ultimatum to independent candidate. Sirifo Sonko challenges K Barrow over Combo South seat. NUP female candidate files nomination papers in Kerawang. Those were the stories. Thank you for joining us with your presenter, Maria Magilen. Do have a nice weekend.